Ladies and gentlemen,
Let's get started.
I have thought a lot in the last 24 hours.
time to get your weekly sports fix
By the skin of their teeth, they lost.
Then you can just ride it the whole thing.
with Stix.
How many fucking times do we have to tell you about the ghostwriters in the NFL, baby? They are on their shit.
Bigger and badder than ever. I'm trying to tell you, man, what is going on is absolutely ridiculous. I'm going to start by saying this because we ended the last one with talking about people getting busted with gambling again. But the pros out here, I'm listening to their shows and they're just, I'm telling you again, another episode of we're getting beat up. These dudes swear they know everything. They got every tool possible. They're getting beat up. So I don't feel bad. Now I know that I'm watching a quality product that is going to come with the suspense and the thrills and the impact that I'm looking for. Because I'll tell you what, thank God it's Saturday. On Sunday, the horseshoe is back, baby. Woo-hoo-hoo. Just in time for the Rams to be horrible. The horseshoe is back.
Yeah, you can jump on it now. Jump back in and go all in with just Saturday.
That's right, man. I'll be like a Tom Cruise. I'll do one of those side-by-side train jumps. I'll jump right over to the horseshoe train as it comes by before it goes through the tunnel.
Hey, well, I like it. I ain't mad at you. We talked about Jeff Saturday last weekend and how he rolled up and was going to get, either put Josh McDaniels out of a job,
which he did.
Hey,
could have.
Yeah, and played a good game and just did his coaching thing and got it all figured out there. So
there's people talking with a healthy Jonathan Taylor that there's some people picking them over the Eagles after the way the Eagles have been run over the last 2 weeks.
You coach sports, man. You coach sports. Okay. Yeah. And I'm gonna tell you, okay. Look, can you just walk in the door and do that? What did he really do?
Nothing.
Thank you. Mark it up.
Hey, he did. He made the decision on Matt Ryan to start for him,
which by the way was BS, because the owner. Here's the problem I have with the Colts. The owner wanted Wentz out because of the way they finished the last 2 games last year. The owner then wanted Matt Ryan benched. Then when he benched Matt Ryan and, oh my goodness, the kid that has never thrown in the NFL couldn't win a game, he fired the coach. So at the end of the day, he really just wanted the coach gone. And then he hires his drinking buddy and immediately allows his drinking buddy to put Matt Ryan back in. I just, it's a shit show in Indy.
Oh, a shit show, but did they not just win? Did they not just win?
Come on now.
Well, what is the NFL about? The NFL is about winning.
Let play to win the game.
However it works out winning.
Let me finish my comparison. The Colts are a bigger shit show on the field than any team in the league next to the Raiders. And that includes Washington, who's only a shit show off the field. And by the way, Jason, Washington's 3-1 and one field goal at the expiration of time from being 4-0 with all their off the field shenanigans. I
don't know why you're talking to me like I'm a Washington hater. I like the the Redskins.
No, Commanders.
Oh,
but Washington threw twice in the last week. They've got all that outside of the locker room drama going.
Yeah,
and they won 2. I just, all I'm saying is the Colts on the field are the second biggest mess next to the Raiders.
Hey, I like how you tie this all in, because now I can tie in the Washington game and the Philadelphia game going into week 11 where Philadelphia plays at Indy. And did I not say, homie, a couple weeks ago, do I really believe in Philadelphia? And you said, is this a trap game for Philadelphia when they played Washington on Monday night?
Mm-hmm.
So we both kind of called it because I really didn't believe in Philadelphia. I figured Washington was going to put up a good fight. You called it being a trap game, looking forward to Indy. So now,
well, I just gotta say, I can't let him slide. You remember
Uh-oh.
that the Texans are still in the NFL, right? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
The Texans are still in the NFL. I ain't gonna let that slide.
They're a shit show, but I don't know if off the field and on the field they have the drama that those two organizations, the Colts and Commanders, have.
Yeah, they're just terrible. Houston's just terrible.
Just the Irsay story is deep, and but now once you start getting into this, is the last thing that I have on this, because this is a team that I've been rolling with heavy hardcore over 20 years. The problem is once you get into this news cycle of what's going on and it starts flipping and it turns into this about who gets job and nepotism, and it turns into these stories, it turns into bigger things. Because yes, Saturday was there. Yes, Saturday won a ring with us. Yes, if he was any other thing, any person, we would love it, any other situation. But guess what? Reggie Wayne has been on the staff already. So there's people who have been coaching in this league already that are in your face.
I agree.
That's all I'm saying.
I don't want to shy away that Reggie Wayne got screwed. I think the only way, and I know the Colts are now being investigated by an outside group for hiring Saturday without interviews and all that. I think the only way the Colts get around it is the intern tag.
Right.
If it was an open job where they were sitting people down, then absolutely they'd be in trouble. I think Irsay's circumventing the system by putting the intern tag. I do think that if he wants to hire Saturday, that's got to be an open job. And I agree with you 100%. How does Reggie Wayne, who has, I believe, I could be wrong, ended his career ahead of Marvin Harrison in terms of not numbers per se, but was the more, I think, the bigger receiver in terms of that city, that organization. Because remember, Marvin ended on a lot of negativity with the shooting and all that,
and then the injuries toward the end. It was a big thing.
The car wash incidents.
Well, and then also some of the witnesses ending up dead
out here.
I just think Reggie got screwed.
Yeah,
I'm not happy with the Saturday hiring. I just think on the field, and that's what I'm talking about, on the field with the Saturday, they're a bigger zoo than Houston on the field because of the whole Saturday thing, Matt Ryan benching, Matt Ryan starting. And by the way, in the gambling side of that, all the betting was closed when the Colts announced Matt Ryan would start. So everybody that put money on that game thinking the Texas kid Ellinger was right. And there's literally been people that want an investigation on that because of the tens of thousands of dollars that was probably lost because they got told a different quarterback was starting after the betting closed. And I realize the NFL doesn't care about betting, but on the other end, that's the only reason the NFL does injury reports is betting. They do. No one cares who's hurt except for I'm putting money on this game.
Yeah, the only pass I got to give Irsay in this situation is that exactly what you said, AB, is this interim situation. This is not a dude that is going to be our coach. Right. And maybe he didn't want to just have a brother out there and then end up smoking him and then have to deal with that news. Neither. I don't want that either. I mean, who wants that?
You know what I'm saying?
Who wants that? You know what I mean? So
that doesn't matter. Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Finish your point.
Yeah, but I don't know. I just don't think I don't know if he wants that neither. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of these things, because Saturday's not getting this job. Reggie Wayne can legitimately go in there at the end of this year, pissed off or not, if he wanted to, and get a legitimate interview from these guys and any other job out there.
Can he? Because the enemy's not getting interviews.
Very well. Yeah, that's true too. I mean, it's hard out here.
Just Saturday might not win another game this year. So
Amazon is letting people
one. You never know. Right. So it might be just
it's hard out here.
Whole shootout.
To add to Homie's point, and he's got a great point. It's been reported that even Jeff Saturday, when he took the phone call, asked Irsay, why am I even being considered? So I don't blame Jeff. Jeff did
free money.
That's not his fault.
Free money.
Exactly. If you're going to get hired for a job that's going to pay you way above your pay scale, why not take it?
What? I was just on TV doing this and that, but now I'm one of 32 lead guys of a franchise who's going to have cameras on me. Oh yeah, I'll do this for a couple weeks. I'm not even mad.
By the way,
whatever.
And it's not Jeff's fault at all because no one saw that firing coming. But 2 weeks prior, a tweet came up where Jeff Saturday was doing TV. And he has tweeted, man, the Raiders are a dumpster fire. And then 2 weeks later, he's got a coach against them.
That's pretty awesome. That's pretty solid, though.
You see how the writing works in these situations? I'm telling you, the NFL is better.
Are you running Jeff Saturday's Twitter account? Because I know you would come up with some shit like that.
I'm trying to tell you.
Put the storyline out there where you coach them in 2 weeks after you put out that tweet.
I just love when stuff like that comes full circle and you can draw like the yarn thing on the cork board. I just love stuff like this.
Yeah.
What else has been going on, fellas?
Hey, in other news, I don't know about YouTube, but if I was a married man, I'd be getting a divorce right now because with the divorce, you go 2-0 at 45 years old. As a quarterback, Tampa Bay TB12 goes 2-0 after the divorce gets finalized after he lost like 3 games in a row. So, hey, I don't know about you guys, but hey, you guys contemplating a divorce in the relationship that you guys are in right now? Because looks out, sometimes the grass is greener on the other side. It might just be.
Homie, I'm going to bring this up.
This dude's out here tripping.
This dipshit just proposed that question.
Live.
Damn well, he's going with me to my wife's 50th birthday tomorrow.
Oh yeah, I might not want to say that.
Talk about you guys contemplate divorce because you never know. I'm like,
I'll cut this up into a clip for him and play it on a loop.
We will not be playing that at the birthday party.
I knew where he was going. I love it though. This is wild though. But hey, TB got 12. I'm telling you, as soon as Tom Brady, and all he got to do is just say that he's out here. You know how cats do, these certain cats. All they have to do is say open for business type of thing. Then it becomes TB12 theory or whatever to TB got 12 chicks regularly wherever I go. You know what I mean? He becomes Joe Namath around here, right? Whenever you feel like doing it, if you want to. I just think that I just noticed that he seems like he's playing a little bit more fancy free. That's all I'm saying. All I know, the performance seems a little bit loosey-goosey now. And there's a lot less yelling on the sideline right now.
We all know this as grown men. I'm not going to knock Jason. Homie, you and I know this.
I was going to say, wait, what do you talk about grown men? I don't know if I'm in this conversation.
Men with kids, we know this. When that drama hits, you're stressed. And I don't care how mentally tough you are. It impacts your job. It impacts every aspect of your life. You're constantly pissed off. You're constantly whatever. And that's what Tom Brady went through. There comes a moment. Now, right now, I do believe he's in the honeymoon phase of that moment because he's still going to have to, in the offseason, deal with
he's going to have to deal with how to get his FTX money back is what he's
real life. Yeah. And on top of that, there you go.
Yeah, at the end of
I was waiting for it.
Whenever their season ends, he is going to have to sit down and be in that empty house by himself and deal with the outcome. Right?
Yeah.
He's
real
such an ultra focused athlete, that once the drama is immediately removed, now mentally I can go back to my job, I can go back to my life. And you're right, that's why he's playing more free. But we both know whenever that season ends, he's going to have that dark period where he no longer is ultra focused on film, practice, the regiment. And now it's, when do I get to see my kids again? When, that kind of stuff.
Exactly. Pete, think about how locked in he is under normal conditions leading up through the years.
Yeah.
So then you have the off season and all of that. And now you're used to not even having that to come back to outside of that. And then you have to reel it back up. I'm telling you, this has got to be the last go. He's ready to go in the booth now because he's going to need something to do, to your point. When this might be it, the Fox contract, he might be calling the Super Bowl. He might be the number one team on the Super Bowl or something like this, or in the playoff game.
He'll be doing something for the Super Bowl as an announcer if they're not there, and I don't believe they'll get there, but I don't want to call him out yet. But I believe Fox will give him that first trial, and then you and I both know Fox will be very hands off for a little bit to let him figure out. I do believe this is last run, but you
motherfuckers going to San Francisco, man.
You never know with these ultra focused guys. Well, no, you're right, because Jimmy's contract's up. And he may want to give it a go with a great team like San Francisco. Who knows?
He said it. He's already said it. He's been mad and slightly, peeved that he couldn't close the book at home. Like he said that would be the perfect ending. He said this. And look at where Trey Lance is. Shout out to him. You know what I'm saying? I'll see you in the training room.
You guys hanging out in the same hospital?
Straight up. I went to acupuncture. He went another way.
I would not be shocked. I'm gonna tell you, I agree that I believe it's Tom Brady's last run. I would not be shocked if San Francisco gives him a call and he says yes. Because now guess what? I may not have my wife and kids at home every weekend, but I got my family. I got my sisters, I got my nieces and nephews. Pops. I grew up watching Joe Montana. I watched this dude, Jason, made me watch some of the Peyton's Place. And I went home and watched the one with he and Tom Brady. And Tom talked about Joe Montana's my guy. I loved growing up there. I dreamed of being there. I promise you, if they call him, it's going to be a hard choice. And that's a loaded team. It's kind of like Tampa Bay was when he went down there year one. It's going to be hard. I believe he's done, but if San Francisco calls, it's going to be pulling at him. Trust me, he's going to do the Brett Favre unretired for the second time.
Yeah, but not if the 49ers come out here and win this damn thing. These boys are stacking up in a soft NFC. They're quietly stacking out loud, if that's possible.
I think the 49ers are the most loaded team in the league.
Yeah.
And I think even when they run Tom's going to be on that sideline watching that 49er offense thinking, Jimmy's done after this year. They don't want him back.
Man, the Niners are the 7th best team in the NFC right now. And they still they're gonna get waxed. They're gonna get waxed by the Seahawks the rest of the year. You guys gotta quit playing.
First off, Jimmy.
That is supremely wrong.
Jimmy G came off the bench with no preparation.
Crazy,
hadn't even been given a playbook, and beat the Seahawks. So
yeah, but that was a different game plan. You didn't game plan for Jimmy Garoppolo. You game plan for Trey Lance.
And the 49ers didn't game plan to have Jimmy Garoppolo throwing the ball. They had to change their offensive game plan in the first quarter.
Won't happen again.
You better watch out for them damn 49ers. They're some tricky bastards. I'm trying to tell you. I've been watching this for years. Just like Tom Brady, his whole growing up as a kid he was satisfied by Joe Montana. I was tortured by Joe Montana. So as a Rams fan growing up, so I'm telling you, don't trust them because they keep loading up Seattle. Y'all better be ready. I'm telling you this. Y'all better be
ready, dude.
Homie.
I'm telling you, you have to be realistic because K9 is out here barking. He's ready. It's just you have to. Do y'all believe in Geno yet? 100%. Like we're down.
No.
Yes.
No.
Have to.
Tampa Bay showed the playbook. It was the same thing, and I'm not comparing him.
Geno didn't get a divorce 2 weeks ago.
I'm not comparing him to the Rush kid, the backup in Dallas, but it was the same conversation about Rush. If you make Rush kid play 4 quarters, and you can't just give him a lead and let him hand it off to Zeke and Tony Pollard and then make a couple.
How did 4 quarters work out for Dak Prescott on Sunday? That worked out well.
But Geno just showed the same thing. Geno just showed if you make Geno have to play 4 quarters from behind, he did have a couple of New York Jet Geno moments in that game. And that's all I'm saying.
He did kind of fuck up that fumble.
I'm not saying that was Geno's fault they lost.
I got up at fucking 5:30 for that shit.
But I'm saying Tampa Bay gave the blueprint just like Philly did for the rush kid in Dallas. If you make him have to play the fourth quarter,
you talking about Philly though, please. Philly's
okay, but is there any hope? Do you take anything away from outscoring Tampa Bay 16-7 in the second half? It's like maybe their clock was messed up. You know how they do the internal clock thing.
No, I agree, because they had to fly halfway around the world. But I also put in, just like I did with Dak a year ago when he used to throw for 500 yards because the team was down 30-3, and then they'd lose 35-30 because he got to throw for 400 yards in the fourth quarter. How much of Tampa Bay's game plan was around the run and will let you throw the ball, and then when they quit handing the ball off to Walker the third, okay, now you can throw the ball because that's what we gave you all game. They took away the running game. I'm just saying. And by the way, homie, I'll end this on this. In your Rams heart of hearts, do you really believe that this 49ers team, with a full year of Christian McCaffrey, calls Tom Brady in March that he says no?
I don't think that everybody down this coast don't want no parts of that. I'm trying to tell you, I'm talking about with that coaching style and Tom Brady. You are saving Tom Brady from everything that could possibly get him in trouble and have killed. That scheme, just hand the ball off to a dude, bow, and then guess what? Debo. You know what? Damn it. I would be so damn pissed off. That'd be like Kevin Durant going to the Warriors. It's enough to frustrate you.
But that's my point. So I'm just putting in the corner. If they call Tom Brady in March and say, hey, all we have is Trey Lance, he's in year 3, we don't know if he can do it. Jimmy Garoppolo's gone, which, by the way, they had a trade for Jimmy Garoppolo. They had Jimmy Garoppolo traded to the Commanders, and Jimmy's response was he went and got surgery. That's what killed that trade.
AB. All right, hold on. I'm about to throw a grenade into this whole room. Okay. Keep that same energy. NFC Championship. San Francisco 49ers versus Minnesota Vikings, which is probably the top 2 teams that you'd probably, or maybe throw the Cowboys in, but the 49ers are there with the top team. You going to do this Tom Brady move down now still? With Jimmy Garoppolo, not Trey Lance?
Here's the only reason I say yes. Jimmy's a free agent. He's already got in his, when he reworked the contract, it included, you cannot tag me. I want out. You already tried to trade me to a place I didn't want to go. That's why I had surgery. When I came back, the head coach, remember, he had that meeting in preseason. I don't ever see Jimmy playing for us again. Jimmy wasn't allowed to practice in preseason. They made him go out there with all the practice squad guys and throw warm-up passes.
Okay.
He didn't even have the game, the playbook. They even admitted when we had to put him in against Seattle, he'd never seen the playbook.
Trey Lance, though. Now I'm fully, now I can run, I can throw, I can do all the stuff y'all drafted me for. Now I'm back. Y'all talking about Tom Brady now.
I agree with that. And they gave up a ton of draft capital for him.
You go Alex Smith? Oh, you go Alex Smith? You go Alex Smith with Tom Brady?
I'm just saying that team is ready to win a Super Bowl right now.
It really is, though.
Their question has to be, is Trey Lance the quarterback that can take us there? Or do we have to wait 2 years, kind of like a Justin Fields, to figure it out? Well, is Debo still going to be healthy? Is McCaffrey still going to be healthy in 2 years? Is Brandon Ayuk still even here? Is Kittle still a player for us?
I think all of those dudes are under contract though. Now that they synced in,
are they still
like healthy? Yeah.
Are they still producing?
I don't know, man. But y'all better
at some point in time, they've got to say we got to maximize what we have. And if Tom Brady's out there and he wants to be here, do we go with Trey Lance or do we at least entertain Tom Brady? That's all I'm saying.
Well, shout out to San Francisco not making the playoffs this year, because then they can get Tom Brady. So they have to make that work.
Then you can go get Tom Brady all you want after that.
Right.
If the Seahawks run the table and it happens like this, then because they're not gonna get no.
Hey, let's roll into.
Still got to see the Jets.
That's a schedule
coming. The Niners.
It's a schedule coming.
That's easy work.
But they got a chance though.
Easy work. Homie, let's hit on last week's hometown plays of the week for week 9, and then since the Seahawks are off, I don't have to pick one this week. What I picked last week, I picked Geno 215 yards. He had 275, 1 touchdown. He had 2. Well, I think I missed on the Kenny Walker, the K9 one. I had him 115 yards. He only had 17 yards rushing.
I don't know what was going on. Yeah.
And the defense didn't even get a sack on old ass Tom Brady. Speaking of Tom Brady, I didn't see that one coming. I figured they at least get 1. But I did say 3. But the hometown Los Angeles Rams pick. This is what we like to hear. Homie picked the Rams by 10. They lost.
It's a get right game.
It was the get right game. Donald 2 sacks, had 0. But this is the best one, homie. And the letdown of the year was right here with Cup, 100 yards.
Yeah.
This fool had 3 catches for -1. Have you ever even heard that before?
Yeah.
I never even heard that. What? How many times did he get hurt? 3 times?
I don't even know. I locked it up. I triple booked it. I told everybody to go and cash in their children's savings bonds. I told them to do everything for that. And but see, that was prior to me knowing about Matt Stafford, though. Yeah, I have to take.
Oh yeah, Stafford wasn't there.
I did not know about the Matt Stafford thing at that point, so he didn't. Yeah,
we did it early last week too. It was like Tuesday, or did we do it Tuesday last week?
I find out. You tell me, and I got to deal with the Wolf as the quarterback. Yeah, it's a bad look. Even again, when you tell me it's the Wolf against Colt McCoy, yeah, I'm taking Colt McCoy too.
And don't forget, the Rams only rushed for like 40 yards against a bad Arizona defense.
They keeping that same energy. They
you already said their rushing yards are crap. Hey, well, let's close it up with anything from week 11 that we want to get into. I know homie's got to give us your hometown plays of the week for your Rams versus New Orleans, -339 over and under. The over-unders are starting to come down a lot.
Yeah. Well, I mean, everything is starting to correct it. So, I mean, if we talk in that game, I think the only other story for week is the weather story that we talked about before, with moving a game. We don't have no overseas situations this year, no intercontinental games happening. So it's literally just the normal schedule that we're used to. So you pick out your divisional confrontations, things like this. The little quote unquote games. So you got KC versus Chargers. They're playing the good Sunday night closeout. They got flexed, the first flex of the season. Get these dudes out. I can't even remember who it was because I don't even care now that they got to get Mahomes in there in the prime time. But back to the Rams again. I didn't do a whole lot of upgrading for injuries and all of that with the Rams and Matt Stafford and Cooper Kupp. I just say team for team, all things considered, even. And I just have the Rams being a better team than New Orleans. Okay. But I said that last week. But everybody's gonna be in the house, okay, which is a good thing.
In the middle of a quarterback switch that they chose not to do. So you're coming into a game where Andy Dalton thought 48 hours ago he might be benched.
Right. Pump faked. We got pump faked.
Has been terrible. That's the only thing I'll remind the Rams of.
He's been irrelevant the last 3 weeks since the Seahawks game.
That's my only holdup is I don't know if the guys got some nagging injuries and they're not using them like they were, or if the guy's getting ready to explode. I don't know. But Taysom Hill's even disappeared. So that's going to be interesting. They're a team in massive flux right now.
Well, I mean, you're talking about a team that has a home field. You know, when you go to New Orleans, regardless of if they're the Saints or the Aints, people are out there. So the Rams still have to go out there and deal with that. I mean, the market would say that this would be a pick'em game, and then you'd flush the points all over for home field. I don't even see that. So I think that this is a Rams win. I'll just say we're going to do it like this because I'm a cheater. We're going to copy and paste last week's hometown play of the week into today.
Same ones. It's Coop, but Cup's out though, so we can't do that one.
We will not do that. What we will do is, who's going to get that 100 yards. It will not be Allen Robinson because why? I don't know. There's not a relationship there.
Separation.
Van J. I was going to say Ben Skoranek, but y'all ain't ready for that yet.
The All-American Ben Skoranek. Van J.
But also, too, Matt Stafford's going to be sacked a multitude of times. We got Cam Jordan out there. Anytime that there's a rush of any type, Matt Stafford's going to be on his back. Trust.
As a Rams guy, you being a Rams guy, this came up in Sports Talk this week. So I want to hear what you thought. A lot of people thought and Jason and I talked about this a couple of days ago, with paying almost $30 million a year to Stafford and no one to throw to, and your season's over because they're not going to the postseason.
Yep.
Would you really want to run him out there again? I realize they're not playing for draft picks. They've traded them all away. They're kind of like, really,
we'll find some.
Lakers are in the same spot.
Oh, they'll find some. They'll find a way to get one of these four jokers.
You know what? I don't disagree with you because somehow the Panthers admitted the Rams had a great package for Christian McCaffrey. The 49ers just was better, but the Rams were right there with them. They were the number 2 team. So somehow, without a first-round pick for like a decade, the Rams managed to be in on Christian McCaffrey. So I don't doubt the fact that they'll find a way into the draft. I don't doubt that.
Because it could be just as simple as, Matt Stafford decides, okay, I done already won my thing. My career is pretty much good now. I don't want to ruin this. And I'm from LA
right now. When you look
right, and I'm from LA. If I maybe do like get a trade going and I do like, this is my final year for whoever this team is, whose jersey you guys are going to forget that I wore one day. Right. It'd be one of those kind of things. So the Rams can kind of maneuver with one of these teams that are garbage. So like you send him to Houston or something, he rocks out of last year in Houston. And then the Rams kind of get this, get Bryce Young or my young kid, Caleb Williams from USC. I'm just saying big West Coast vibes are happening. I see it.
Not eligible. Caleb's got one more year.
You got to do one. Okay. Well, okay. Well,
USC has Caleb for one more year, believe it or not. That's how good USC is.
I can't believe anybody's not eligible to do whatever the hell they want now.
Yeah,
I don't even know.
The NFL has that long-standing contract where you have to be 3 years out of high school.
Tank for blank.
That's right. Fill it in, whoever you feel like, whoever's hot.
They don't have the high pick that the Texans are going to have. But I brought this up to somebody, not Jason, somebody else. Oh, maybe it was Jason too. With the Packers being in the same boat. And so I will put this back to Stafford.
Yep.
The Commanders are a very good team that are a quarterback away. They could be looking at an Aaron Rodgers or a Matthew Stafford next year because they're Wentz's contract expires. So he's a free agent. So that's one they won't have the top 5 pick Houston has, but they can give a multitude of picks and maybe give the Rams this year's first, next year's first, a couple of seconds, kind of sprinkle something in.
And that's exactly how it would work. It would be like, they're dealing out the deck of picks throughout, scattered around because we'll never want them again, mixed with some cap relief and some veteran players, something like this that we can throw in the mix.
Well, that's what we're going to have to close it out on, boys. So times are running down. So we'll be back next week. Thank you all for listening. We appreciate it. Subscribe, rate, and review. Aaron Barcott and the homie, the nice big homie here. Close us out, homie. You got 10 seconds, brother.
I had Tennessee -4. Hey, my best bet already hit.
Hey, my best bet already hit.
-4.
Hey.
Tennessee.
Hey.
Tennessee.
Hey.
Tennessee. All right. Hey, my best bet already hit.